Well, hello and good morning to you, everybody. My name is Z Garcia.
I'm Camilla.
And I'm Chris Yee.
This is Board Game Smorgasbord, where we bring you top 3 lists, reviews of weird things, dumb commentary, and the news. I said the news already. Dumb commentary.
More news.
Again. Hit him with that twice.
I am going to bring only the zazziest and smartest of commentations to this conversation.
I will bring
Zazziest
oohs and
one?
ahs. How about that? Oh,
Oh.
interesting.
I am in awe. Aw.
Maybe a little disappointment, too.
Yeah, when you say interesting after I say something, I'm like, oh, that was
Interesting.
dumb, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
I will bring the sarcasm.
Interesting observation, Chris.
Oh, I'm glad you like that. I'm sure this was made
Anyway.
for somebody.
All right, folks. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into that first piece I talked about, the news.
Interesting.
All right, we're going to start with Jurassic Feud, everybody. This is from Vesuvius Media, and this is Jurassic Feud, a follow-up to Catapult Feud. This was already crowdfunded, and it will be a 2025 release. This one, if you hadn't guessed, you launch stuff from the dinos, and you trying to wreck your opponent's constructions. Same thing as Catapult Feud, but they're now dinosaurs.
I feel like Catapult Feud was dumb fun, and this is dumber fun, and I'm like 100% here for it. Like,
Yeah,
I love it
where do
so
you go
much.
from here? You know what I mean?
They
Wait for
put
the-
that quote on the back of the box.
Yeah. We started with dumb fun, then went dumber fun, or dumber funner.
Dumber
Dumber
funner.
Dumber
funner,
funner.
and I'm here for
And
it.
I'm here for it.
Too dumb,
I love
too
this
fun.
so much.
So yeah, you
Makes
pick
me-
your warriors. You then use your little bricks to build a little prehistoric style fortress, and you put your little warriors on top of the fort, and then you throw stuff. You launch boulders at
Rubber
each other.
balls and smelly fish and all kinds of goodness.
Yeah, you're tossing all sorts of things. And this is compatible, by the way, with Catapult Feud. It's a standalone thing, but you can combine it with the old game and dumber funner.
Dinosaurs versus knights. This would resolve the age-old debate. Could a legion of knights take down a T-Rex?
I love it.
This is a science experiment in a box. This
would
is
love to
educational
see
We
that.
for kids.
need, yeah.
If I was like a
we need
mad
to.
scientist, I would definitely, that would be one of my experiments. I'd bring back a T-Rex. Be like, what's it take to take down a T-Rex with, age-old weaponry?
Also bring back Lancelot while you're at
Yeah,
it.
right.
Yeah,
why
I
not?
guess.
Why not?
Here's a bow. Okay,
I live!
a bow's
Fight
not
this
enough. Here's 2 bows.
Here's 2 bows. How many bows does it take?
All right, next up, we are looking at another dino piece of news. This is Dodos Riding Dinos, a follow-up to that, or a spin-off, I should say. Dodos Riding Dinos' first race. And this one is, as you might guess, one which is targeted at a younger audience. This is going to be crowdfunded. It will be a standalone game. It'll feature new tracks, new projectiles, smaller packaging, and simpler effects so that it can be approached by younger players. That's the idea there. It is from Detestable Games and Draco Studios, and it's Dodo bird riding a dinosaur like in the other one. So same idea.
You like this one, right?
I love the original one a lot. I haven't played this. There's like a sequel.
The
that's
Dodo
like
Dash?
yeah.
Yeah.
That I haven't played yet, but this one is interesting because people I think will say like the game's already so simple, but they forget that like a kid's game, you don't want to have a handful of cards with a lot of text on it.
Right.
And these ones
Kids
do
are
have a decent
dumb.
amount. I would refute it if I could.
I don't know what refute means.
Conversation.
Conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I think this is super fun. I mean, I think that just with the last one we looked at, the Catapult Feud, same thing. Yes, you're launching stuff at each other and destroying castles, but you have a hand of 3 cards and powers to play. So similar kind of here where it's like it's just a little bit too much for that 5-year-old. So I think this is super, super cute.
Yep,
Yeah, look
keep
forward
an
to
eye out for this one, folks. Next up, we are looking at another piece of dinosaur
What?
news. It's a dinosaur week. It's a dinosaur.
Is this game called Roaring Twenties?
This game is called Roaring Twenties. Okay,
Oh,
This is my
wow.
pick of the week.
Roaring
We do that
Twenties.
here, right?
Yeah.
Right. Based on the title alone.
Roaring Twenties is a 3 to 5 player bidding card game from Leo Colovidi and Deep Print Games. What do dinosaurs have to do with the 20s, you ask? Unknown to most, Louis Armstrong and someone I don't know liked to dress up as velociraptors between club sets and
What?
scare waitresses. Da-da-da. Here's how to play. Don't worry about that. It's fluff. It's fake. It's
How
a
do you
joke.
know it's fake? You
It's a
weren't there.
joke.
You weren't
Roaring
there, though. I don't know.
20s. It's a dinosaur dressed like a flapper. Let's move on.
The other name is Big Spaderki. I know a decent amount of jazz history.
I don't know
I'm
who
not
that is.
familiar with him.
Shame on Mike for not linking that to a
I know.
Wikipedia.
How is this? Should be
I mean,
this should be a link,
Yeah,
okay?
he linked Deep Print Games, but not Bix. Come on.
Anyway, the way
Mike.
this works is each round you're going to bid on a dino or you're going to pass, as every dino has different preferences. You either need the right snacks to lure it or the splendid gems you need to bribe it. Basically, typical dinosaur entrapment. If you want to jump out of the bidding, you place your mine card on one of the bid cards available. The earlier you pass, the more choices you have. Whoever sticks in the bidding long enough wins the dino. Then they decide whether to pay with snacks or gems, with no change if you overpay. Of course.
This sounds like something I'm going to like.
It sounds like something I want to try.
Yeah.
I'm always a little cautious of Leo Colovini games, but this one has a really cute look. I do like the dinosaurs. I like the clarity and the simplicity of those cards. Yeah, I'll mess with this.
Yeah, 100%. Big Spaderki, by the way, was a jazz, obviously jazz, cornetist and pianist who he only lived to be 28. So,
Oh.
Good night.
yeah. Tough life for jazz musicians in the 20s. man.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs were eating them all.
Because he was dressed as a dino and someone shot him with a bow for a science experiment? Perhaps?
I'm going to guess
Perchance?
no.
Just saying. Could've
Next
happened.
up, let's look at some butts. This is a game called Sail or Die from Loosey Goosey. And if you don't know, folks, Loosey Goosey,
gosh.
their best known game would be that Surfing T-Rex game,
Surfosaurus Max. Yeah.
Surfosaurus Max. So it's kind of dinosaur adjacent, this game. We're still on dinosaurs. Also, they love butts over there. Like Bag of Butts, that's one of theirs. Various, several of their games have booty butts that look kind of like this one.
They do.
All right, so here's the way this works. It's a 2 to 5 player card game. You're trying to, it gives you 15 points, a handful of cards. You're trying to keep the points. You're trying to ditch the cards out of your hand. You start a round. Anybody plays. The first player plays a single card to the center, and everybody else can play as many cards as the previous player, but in a color that's not face up on the table yet. Place a token, a point token in the center, then play as many cards as the previous player in a color that's already present. You have to pay a point if you want to,
Okay.
play something that's
Copy a
already there.
color.
Or place a point in the center, clear all the played cards, and then play exactly one more card than the previous player in any color. Any one color, I guess.
Okay.
Or you can retrieve your tokens from the center, pass, sit out until play resets. Everybody passes. Sounds very simple. Sounds like a really straightforward game. Trying to, again, you need to spend those little points, kind of put them in the middle to get those cards out of your hand if somebody played the colors you wanted to. But you don't want to do that too often. You want to keep those points. Pretty cute. I'm guessing the shark, the butt, the flower, it's all just,
It's
it's
fluff.
cute. It's
Yeah.
nothing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I assume so.
And then after 3 rounds, whoever has the most points is the winner.
I would be completely uninterested in this game if it weren't for the fact that Surfosaurus Max was an amazing game. Like
Okay.
I really love that card game a lot. And yeah, the surfing and the dinosaur, all that like fluff they put on there doesn't really matter. It's just a clever card game. This one sounds clever. Their first like 4 that we played here in the studio were all bad.
Oh, so Surfosaurus Max was like the
Was a-
exception.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh, like swung the other way.
Absolutely. So this one reads clever.
Okay.
Sounds like a card shedding game that I might like, but mostly it's the fact that their last game was like leaps and bounds so much better than the other ones.
And
So
how did the last one read? Did it read?
it sounded? Yeah, it sounds
Okay.
clever.
Like this.
Oh, you're so smart. Look at you, so sophisticated.
Oh.
That's why he's a mad scientist.
Demoing how to read a book.
All right, Sail or Die, Bag of Butts. Next up, we've got 7 Merry Monsters. This is another card game from Martin Schlegel
Schlegel?
Yeah, sure.
and
Schlegel?
10 Traders. 10 Traders being the publisher. And this falls into the category of, hang on, trick
Adorable.
takers.
Oh my gosh, come on. They
in which
almost
you want
got
to
me.
dodge
Come on.
as often as you take.
What?
Here's a short description we have. Okay, you ready? In 7 Merry Monsters, only the numerical value of a card is important in a trick.
Ooh.
And any cards you win in the trick are added to your display. But in the end, only the color of the cards counts. Ha ha!
Oh my gosh, no.
The player who plays the highest card in a trick wins those cards and places them in their display. However, if a second player plays the same highest card in the trick, they immediately decide who wins. Any player who hasn't played a card yet can now play a card from their hand in their display. Okay. At the end, you score points for the cards in your display. It's a good idea to collect as many different monsters as possible, but as few of the same color as possible.
Ooh.
Does that make sense?
I don't think I've disliked a game upon reading it this strongly.
It reads
Wow.
well,
No.
but it smells bad.
No, it's like this is like the worst of trick taking because it's like this matters now but not later, but get it like completely ignore this until here, but then make sure you're varying but also focus. No, I like that cover.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, this designer's pretty bad, so I
Oh.
wouldn't worry about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Got it. Well,
Wow.
that's a disappointment because I was in.
Yeah?
Until you say-
It
I mean,
might
I'll
be
still
good.
try.
It might be good, yeah.
Yeah, this could be the Sharkosaurus Max of butts. You know what I mean?
Of monsters, you mean?
Yes, that's what I meant. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I like it. All right, moving on. You ready? Charidice. Yeah!
Oh.
This is a 2 to 4 player dice game that is coming out from NSV, and NSV does a lot of games that look exactly like this.
This one's more green.
It's like
than
a-
This
most
one's
of the
more
other
green.
games.
They have a lot of dice with columns, and they do like all the roll and writes that look like this are from this company,
Okay.
probably. Okay,
Got it.
you take points, you give points. Both can lead to success in Charidice. On a turn, you roll the 6 dice up to 3 times. Each one features a number 1 through 6 in 6 colors. The colors don't matter now, but they'll matter later. The numbers matter when you first read them.
I was already zoned out. What?
But when I was messing around. Anyway, you roll, you
You
stop
lost me.
rolling, you score either all the dice of one color, as long as you have at least 4 of that color, or 1 die of each color. Got it. Perfect. Makes sense. You get certain combinations, such as a straight 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which makes sense. Or you get combinations like pokery combinations. You score bonus points. Whatever you don't score, though, gets scored by a player on your left, with 5 and 6s scoring double for them. I don't like that at all. Once during the game, before your right-hand neighbor takes their 3rd roll, you can ask them for, quote-unquote, the greatest of gifts.
What?
And whatever they give you that turn is doubled. This is amazing. Whoever gives away the most points receives 20 points at game's end. If you did the worst, we give you 20 points.
It's possible to give more points while also getting good stuff.
good-
So
Charidice, I get it. Like charity dice.
Thank you.
the chat
Explain
is just
it one more
lighting.
time. They're what?
Chat is just lighting up.
Take me down to Charidice City.
The
Paradise,
box is green and the
Charidice.
dice are pretty. That is a lie.
write
Oh,
this game
yeah.
This sounds kind of bad. I don't know. I'll try
Kind
it.
of?
I like the
Kind
idea
of?
I do like the idea of everything you don't score, the next player scores. Fine, sure.
Yeah.
This whole like, give me the greatest of gifts in one time, and if you gave away the most, you also get points. What? I don't know.
Yeah,
I gotta
that
wait and
seems-
see on this one. I tend to like their games, to be fair, but they are very bland. They're
This bland?
Bland. Oof.
Their games are neat mechanically. They're very simple, very clean. They're neat, but they're not going to win any beauty pageants.
I mean, I see it sitting right next to Yahtzee just fine.
I think Yahtzee has more theme, though.
Possibly.
Mm-hmm. Next up, let's talk Ark Nova and Zoo Map Pack 2.
Oh.
This features 5 new zoo designs with the same design on all 4 boards so that players can compete in the same layout, and with 4 different zoo boards with new and interesting abilities on the opposite side of those boards. You know, if you want this is going to be more maps for you. If you are an Ark Nova aficionado, there's some more coming for you.
I'm so glad this game specifically goes this route of providing variability rather than more cards. Because I'd be like, no, I'm good, Ark Nova. Like, the cards there's enough. I'm good.
Yeah, Agricola, Root, yeah.
So I'm glad that it goes, here's some new maps,
No, I agree with that. All right, moving on.
Does it say is it going to be like an Essen release or?
Doesn't say a thing.
Okay.
Thanks, Mike DeLisio, for nothing.
I wonder, do you remember when the last map pack was released at Gen Con or Essen? It was the single longest line that we saw that whole con.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I remember you said it is at Essen, so.
Essen,
I don't know
okay,
if
it'll be
that's
at
the
Essen.
But... Ooh, these are pretty.
Point of View, Lost Places, and Spooky Festival.
Yes, please.
This is from Haba, actually, and you
Oh.
wouldn't think so because there's
No,
surprisingly
not at all.
little yellow on there. But yeah, this is from Haba and a first-time designer. So the idea here will be, this is going to be at Essen, by the way, as well.
Okay.
So the idea is to, the player count is 2 through 8. And
Wow.
the way it works, this is a little bit similar to Witness from what I'm gathering here. You're going to have 4 large folding maps that show you a scene with hidden objects in like a 3D style. Kind of like a, what's that little game with the cute little critters in black and white, everything.
Oh, Micro Macro?
Yeah, I'm guessing something kind of like that. But each map shows that scene from a different point of view, a different perspective.
Yes,
Nice.
I love this. This is only getting better.
All right, so here we go. So then you roll a bunch of dice. You can only pick the ones of the same color or the ones of the same number.
Why?
And then you
Why do
rip
you
up the
crush me
map
like
and
that?
you play tricks with the map. Play tricks with the
You
map.
are a dream crusher, Z Garcia.
All right, so anyway, each map shows a different perspective, and every player then only gets to see one map at a time, and you'll basically communicate and pool your information together to figure out the thing you're looking for.
I love this so much.
The game includes 40 puzzle cards, 4 copies of each of those 40 puzzle cards that challenge you with a wide array and variety of tasks.
All right, so we're doing our top 10 Essen, excitement, hype this afternoon. This is my honorable mention that I didn't know about.
It does sound good, yeah.
This looks cool.
I like the idea of sitting there looking at a big old map and saying, oh, you see the little guy with the a hat behind him on my map? There's a clown about to stab him. You don't see the clown? Mm-hmm. Sharing information and
I love it.
I'm guessing figuring out something. This reminds me of that movie that I think it was called Vantage Point.
Rashomon?
No, Vantage Point is like this movie where there's this, special agent and he's this attack happens and then the movie rewinds and they show it to you from another point of view.
Oh, nice.
Same thing. They do that a few times.
Oh, I want to watch that
Reminds
movie.
me of that. It's so good.
Yeah? No, it's not.
It is good.
That looks like sarcasm.
It's so good. I know. I don't know why. But
Yeah, you sounded, I was like, oh no, don't tell me this is a cool premise and a terrible
no, it's
movie.
a good
yeah.
movie. It's a pretty good movie.
Okay. All right.
No, I
all right.
love the sound of this.
This sounds
so
very
cool.
good.
This is Milla's pick of the week.
Absolutely my pick of the week. To be fair, the others were trash.
What are you talking about? Trick taking and the dice with the colors?
Oh, no, I
and the
take that back
butts?
because we had butts and we also had dinosaurs. Catapult, Feud, Dinosaur,
Dino Feud.
Jurassic. Stuff.
Yes. Okay. Moving on. Lorcana. Trading card game. This is an upcoming set called Azurite Sea, I'm guessing is how you pronounce that. So this is going to be hitting stores November 15th, 2024. This is going to have characters from Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers and Big Hero 6. So you see, so you're going to have Chip, Dale, Baymax,
Chip and Dale.
all these funky critters. Lots more here that I'm not going to go over.
Gadget,
Monterey
Monterey
Jack.
Jack.
You need some Monterey Jack.
I literally had a dream the other night. I told Emery about this. I was watching I made up an episode of Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers in my mind. And I woke up and I was laughing. I was like, oh, that's good.
What a good day. What a good way to wake up.
Prophecy.
Oh.
Anyway, you dreamt about Chip and Dale.
I don't know why.
What?
I haven't really,
That's
I
really
haven't watched
strange.
an episode of the show in like 25 years.
Wow.
But
Maybe it was this.
Wow.
Something.
That is
Something
crazy.
did it.
Maybe you saw something as you were
So
scrolling
weird.
somewhere in the back of your mind, didn't process it.
That could be.
Interesting.
All right, it's going to be 2 starter decks here, Ruby Amber and Sapphire Emerald, usual. Booster packs, usual. A new Lumineers Trove, 2 new playmats, new card sleeves, the whole shebang. They also have deck boxes. Yeah, pretty much everything you expect. Sounds good. The game seems to be going strong. I don't know. It seems to be doing well. And I'm glad it is.
I wonder how it's doing in like Magic the Gathering circles, like in local game store plays and that kind of stuff. I feel like it's going strong in our hobby, but that's also only what I see. I wonder if it's actually taking off at Cool Stuff, for example.
when we go there, most of the Tuesday night of the tables there are doing Lorcana.
Really? Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
Really?
Good. That's
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. All right, and then we've got a couple more pieces of news here. So next up, we've got Unmatched, Muhammad Ali versus Bruce Lee, a 2-pack set that's coming in 2025. So Bruce Lee has come out in the past. It was a standalone single pack that is going now, if you're trying to find one now, ridiculous prices. So they're bringing that back. They're going to change some of the text, but it is functionally the same. It is the same characters, same cards. And Muhammad Ali is a brand new creation. Okay, that's coming out right now, and they're putting them together, bringing this out. It also is going to have 2 maps, which Bruce Lee, because it was in a tiny little box, that was just a character.
Oh, right. You didn't have a
okay,
map.
nice. Yeah.
Didn't have a map. Yeah, he didn't need a map. He's Bruce Lee.
Yeah. The world is his stage.
The map should be like an octagon or something.
I'm going to assume it's going to have some sort of, fighting arena, right? It's Muhammad Ali. So this sounds neat. Bruce Lee is a cool character. I like the character. It is a little weird if you happen to have one of these 2 already, which, again, to be fair, Bruce Lee, I guess, is pretty rare right now, or was pretty rare. So what happens if you have one already? I guess you're just paying all this money for just Muhammad Ali and the maps,
But I mean, you still have, you did say it's going to be tweaked a little bit, right?
The language is being updated to their current formatting. I think it's the same
But
thing.
the power, so the card will function the same. It's just
Yes.
language that's different. Okay, so
You are buying
yeah,
it again
huh,
if you happen
all
to
right.
have it. Not a big deal, I suppose. Sell the one you've got for a bunch of money. I don't know.
Right, before this one gets released and people realize I don't have to pay
Right.
$250
Sucker those fools before this is.
Sucker
You have until
some fools.
Till what? 2025? You got a couple months. Get on it.
There you go.
Muhammad Ali and Donatello teaming up soon.
Oh
It's going to be
Goodness.
like,
Yes.
that's going to be
I
a
didn't know you were a
delight.
Donnie fan.
I know. Daredevil
Yeah. He's
and
nerdy.
Cassius
Yeah.
Clay.
No, Donnie's mine, so I just didn't know.
Oh,
My
okay.
favorite. Yeah. So
My favorite is Shredder. No.
She's
No.
Rocksteady
No.
and Bebop.
okay, I
Oh,
do
yeah,
like
well, that's-
that. I do like that. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
One of them's a donkey. Right?
Okay.
No? I don't know.
All right.
Okay,
Sure.
well.
You tried.
All right, next up, and the last piece of news today, Dungeons & Dragons Builders of Baldur's Gate. This is a brand new game coming out from WizKids. It will hit retail June 2025, and it is a game designed by Matthew Dunstan. Chris?
Interesting. Okay.
It's a new city building game. Players assume the roles of the heads of powerful families in Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate is a location, Milla, in the Dungeons & Dragons universe.
Oh, I know.
Dungeons and
know
Dragons,
that.
Milla, is a role-playing video game invented by Slary
Cassius
Gygax.
Clay.
You know what? That would have gotten me.
Gygax.
That would have gotten me 6 months
Cassius
ago.
Clay
Okay.
Gygax.
All right. I'm in the know now.
They will be tasked, these players, with growing their prestige by building new businesses within the 9 districts of the city and extending their family's influence by gaining favor in 3 main factions of the city: the Council of 4, the Flaming Fist, and the Thieves Guild. I only know one of those. By placing buildings such as special keeps, gates, and watchtowers, players will gain influence cubes. Here we go. that will help them grow. However, players still need to be wary of outside threats, like the monsters that attack the outer walls, which will force temporary alliances between families to stop them. So it sounds a little semi-co-op a little bit.
Sure, yeah.
The most powerful, like you have to team up sometimes to stop fools from attacking you.
You do. Sometimes you have to.
What is the term?
Traitor.
Not semi-co-op. Like we were talking about this yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Like more collaborative. It's still a competitive game, but at times you have to collaborate.
Right.
Yeah.
Is kind of I don't know. That could
It's
be
to stop, collaborate, and
Interesting.
listen, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway,
that one.
the game is for 2 to 4 players, ages 14 and up, plays in 90 minutes. It will retail for $64.99, at least here.
Oh, that's a.
And I'm assuming it's a big game, though. I don't know.
I think so. Yeah, the components don't. I don't know how much of the game we're seeing right there, but.
These are plastic castle pieces and whatnot,
and
so
are they like, I mean.
yeah.
like,
You can
tell
use
me
them
when.
in Catapult
Tell me,
Feud.
like-
All right, everybody, that's going to do it. That's the news. All right, everybody. So we were talking about what we wanted to do as a top 3, and we settled on board games that we would love to see as video games.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Yes.
We're seeing a lot of adaptations the other way around.
It's happening all the time. We played 2 of them live this week, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
played Mass Effect on Monday.
Oh, sorry.
Monday, Mass Effect,
Monday,
and then
And then Tuesday was Elder Scrolls.
Tess.
Just a Mass
Tess Bodhi.
Effect Monday.
Body.
I don't remember.
Gosh, I try so hard.
Betrayal
Botsy.
Botsy.
of the second era.
Botsy.
Yeah, Tess Botsy.
Andrew would be so proud of us right now.
Yeah, he would be. He would be.
What he left.
Anyway, so we're picking. We picked top 3, and we'll talk about, I guess, why and what we like about it, and what kind of game it would be too. Ooh.
I'm gonna need help with that one.
Who's
Okay.
starting? What was it?
I'll be starting, actually.
Okay, hit it.
All right. So my first board game that I would like to see a video game of in that world, in that universe, I'm going with the pick of Nexus Ops. So,
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
so what I envision this game being would be probably like a first-person shooter adventure. It would be somewhat of a mix between Deep Rock Galactic video game and the never-released StarCraft Ghost.
I know that. That's
Yeah.
a deep cut, Chris.
Yeah, I was thinking
a deep
about
cut.
it, and I wept a little bit that it never came out. And then Emery reminded me that StarCraft Ghost would have come out in like the PlayStation 1 era.
It would have looked amazing to your bright, youthful eyes. Ooh, polygons?
But yeah, that feeling of being a space marine that's just like sent out onto this planet. And you're like, you have the glorious task of, we need you to get some more minerals by dinner time. And so you're just out there running and gunning and stuff, and you're just like, fighting a little other armies. There's some like crystalloids, some kind of nasties. And then the second that a rock strider like comes out of the rubble, all bets are off. At that
Right.
point, it would just become a nightmare. The lava leapers and the rubium dragons would be amazing to just
That'd be cool.
see from the perspective of like Space Marine human guy.
Yeah, no, I like that. It's a little Halo-y, a little bit, yeah. What's that one game, though? You were on like a frozen planet. They made like a whole trilogy of these. Lost Planet, is that right?
Oh, I don't know that one.
Yeah, it has a very Lost Planet kind of idea to it, except that
Okay.
was third person, I think. But
Okay.
yeah. Nice. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
There you go.
My number 3 is I
Boy,
think.
I think.
Was it me?
Oh,
Yeah,
is it
Z's
the
gonna
wrong
be
way?
second.
Yeah, get out of here.
No.
My
This
number
is not
3.
the order.
Line.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
My number 3 is
Confused.
going to be Marvel Zombies. And I know this is a little bit of a stretch because technically Marvel Zombies is a comic book that then became a board game.
Okay.
And they've done little like TVs, What If did an episode of this. But I would love to see a video game made of Marvel zombies specifically. And I'm thinking here they could go to in a Diablo or like Dark Alliance style. I know they've done those Marvel ones where they what was it called? Whatever. Anyway, you're running around your little guy, but this would be all taking out zombies, and with the deep bench they've got of characters, you could swap out whoever you are. You could be using your new powers. You could be jumping around with Quicksilver, using Iron Man to blast, and then every now and then in the video game, boss fight, which is a character turned zombie. That would be amazing.
Just like this is, yeah.
At that point, it just becomes Mortal Kombat. No, that'd be too much.
I could see this one. I could see it doing well because of that Marvel. I think this would, of the zombicides, be like one of my least ones that I would want to see in it. But I think it would do very well with that Marvel theme on it.
Yeah, I would love to just see them go all in on a video game that just says no, not just Marvel zombies, full stop. Ultimate Alliance. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, it's basically a new Ultimate Alliance, but just zombies. Forget the rest of it. Boom. I love that idea. I think this would be really good.
That'd be
all right,
fun.
it's my number 3.
My number 3 is Final Girl. And I see this in like a survival, maybe even a little bit like Dead by Daylight kind of style, where you're going out and there's this bad guy that's pursuing you and trying to hunt you down, but you're trying to take care of all the, not citizens, of all the people, and get them to safety, but ultimately defeat the bad guy rather than just get away. So it's survival with the big boss battler at the end. I think that would be...
With the big bad being run by the computer, somebody playing. Because Dead by Daylight has like the two sides.
Yes, no, it wouldn't be the two sides. It would be just against the computer. So
I like
I
that
think that
idea.
would be really, really cool, and just could go so many different ways with all the different baddies they have and all the different final girls. And I just think this would be a really, really cool world to immerse visually in.
Well, it has built in already the idea of like select your character.
Yes.
That's what the game
Right.
is.
Yeah.
Choose your map and choose the adventure you're going to go
You're
on.
going around and you're searching and you're learning the new world maps, as you go into different levels or worlds, if you will, whatever. So
This would be a good roguelite,
really cool.
actually.
I thought about that, but I don't know.
Because your girl could like inhabit whatever stage she's in, gets killed.
Yeah.
Goes back, and it's one of those baddies who's like, I bring you back. Try again, my dear.
Yeah, I just don't know that. Okay, which one is it? Roguelite?
Well, she would keep something.
Okay,
She
that's
would
the one
keep
I
some-
don't think it'd be good as.
You don't want her to keep any experience?
No.
So it's a roguelike.
Yes, I think
means
it
it's
should be.
legitimately like Rogue, which
Yes.
is
Hard
this
reset.
really, really old
Yes,
video
I think
game.
that's what it would rogue.
That's mean. Nobody does
like.
roguelikes anymore. This is mean.
Well, I think this would be roguelike because no, she doesn't take experiences unless she woke up, it was a dream. No, you're a final girl one time. Oh, I just hit the mic. See, I told you, once every show.
Once every-
You're welcome.
Boom! Hadouken!
Sonic Boom. Okay, I like it. I like it.
I think that'd be good.
That's a good
That'd be
idea.
good.
All right. My number 2, I remember what this was. I didn't write it down because I am prepared. My number 2,
Brave
I
man.
wanted
Me
a
either.
game that I think would make an amazing kind of like Super Nintendo 16-bit, top-down kind of, or not top-down, but the the angled-down Final Fantasy aspect.
Okay, got
Okay.
it. Got it.
So the board game I'm picking for that is Vagrant Song. I think that this atmosphere, this setting, I also do always think, though, in Final Fantasy 3 or 6, whichever one you had, there was the Phantom Train scenario that you played through. That was so fun. You also could suplex the entire train if you were one of the characters.
I do like that. This
that
is
would
almost.
be
This was almost
interesting.
on my list because I thought the setting is just so rich. But the the 16-bit vibe. That's interesting.
I don't know.
It'd be like there's that new one that just came out not too long ago. Where you have
Octopath?
No, that's
or-
really, really pixely. There's one that you have a team of 3 people. 2 of them graduated from magic school, and the third guy is this chubby guy who is missing an eye.
Yeah, he's the cook.
He's the cook, and I'm reminded, like, they could do it in that style. faux 16-bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it would have that throwback, but it would still have that like charm to it, because that is such a charming era of video games to me. One of my favorites still.
Yeah.
So, and I think that this would be the game that has that awesome setting, a lot of lore to pull from. And then there'd be a Z Mike and Tom promo.
Oh my goodness
wow,
me!
that'd
Yes.
be cool.
Let me see if somebody mentions that video game. I can't remember what it's called, but I think you'll. It's one that you would like, Chris. If you like this time period,
Okay.
you'll sort of. It'll look the way you remember those games,
Right,
but it
without
doesn't
actually
really
Yeah.
look like those games. And it's pretty good. They did a good job of bringing you that. Moving around on the map, different little levels, cooking, fighting. It's turn-based, all that stuff. So it's pretty good. Anyway, somebody will mention it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
All right. My number 2 would be, I'm thinking in like a Stardew Valley Story of Seasons kind of game. But, instead of just a straight sort of farming and town building, it would be that and exploration, a little combat, a little more. Like opening up that style of game. And I'm thinking here Earthborn Rangers.
Oh, okay.
Earthborn Rangers. I'm not worried about the
interesting.
pixelation. No pixels, none of
Please
that
no.
stuff. That's
Please
not what
no.
I mean.
No.
I mean more, there's some tribal elements to this game in which you are in your little town. It's kind of like Link waking up for that first time in, Ocarina of Time or something, right? Like, you wake up, you're in your little town, something happens, and they need to send you out, and you'll come across creatures along the way. You'll harvest things along the way. You'll get to a new post, a new location. You meet the people there. You do their, you help them. But there's going to be those like farming elements, those collecting elements.
But also that open world exploration, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
that's a lot of what the game is you have that map. You can go anywhere.
Yeah, right. You can move
pursue
on
quests.
from one place to another place.
Yeah. Ooh, that's
So
cool.
I really like the setting here. Sort of, it'll be post-apocalyptic, cozy.
Yeah.
And I wanted to
I like
feature
that.
both. Some of the combat, but then it's like, today I'm just going to farm a little bit. Today I'm going to go to market and shop. I'm going to do whatever. So,
Okay.
yeah,
I could
Earthborn
see that being
Rangers
cozy.
would be really, I think a good
That's
marriage
cool.
of those two things.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
That'd
yeah.
be cool.
So there you go. That is my number 2.
Okay, well, Tails just beat me to it here about 5 seconds too early. Tidal Blades, that is my number 2. Is Tidal Blades, Heroes of the Reef. So
Yeah.
well said, Tails 13. I love this world, and every time I play this, I just want more. I know the second one is coming out soon. That is the Dungeon Crawler.
Yes.
And so I think that it could go that way more in like a Diablo kind of esque, action RPG. Sorry. But for this one here specifically, I would just want it kind of more of an arena style game, because you're going to the different arenas to level yourself up, and then when you're ready for the big fight, you go fight the big monster.
It's kind of like Pokemon without the Pokemons.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I've never played Pokemon.
It goes like this: Pokemon, gotta
I've
catch
heard the
them
song.
all.
Don't worry.
I gotta
I've
be
heard
the very
song.
best, like
But
no
yeah,
one ever was.
But I think
My
this
name
theme
is Ash.
just fantastic,
I
and
once
I want to
smacked
see the whole world, and I don't want
Pokemons.
to talk about Pokemon.
I smacked them on his Pokemons. Huh? Anyway,
Good
Tidal
save.
Blades.
Yeah, I want to see more of
Is
this
an
world.
adorable
I want to
world.
see more of the, little light RPG kind of elements as you're leveling yourself up and kind of preparing yourself for that big fight. Like choose your own path to the big fight.
Are there any axolotl characters in Tidal Blades?
I
Seems
think
like
so. Yeah. There's one that
there's
looks
the
like
little,
that.
what is the name? The little Echo. Echo, I think, is
Echo.
kind of axolotl-ish.
Axolotl-ish. At
Yeah.
least axolotl. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's like
Then
a
my daughter-
crocodile, then there's the little axolotl.
Right. Yes.
My daughter is huge into those right now, and that would be a selling point.
Yeah. It's super, super cute.
No,
It's
this
so
is-
rich. So it just instantly, this world, as you play the game, you just want to know more about the world.
Right.
And I'm hoping we get that with the second one that's coming out, and also the RPG, that's coming out with it as well. Yeah. Anyway,
Oh yeah. Make it a whole media franchise.
isn't it RPG? Am I thinking the right?
I think
This
they're
one,
doing
I think they
more
did.
with this.
I think they're
setting,
doing
yeah.
an RPG. I think
Yeah.
the Kickstarter had both the RPG and the second one, but now I'm
think
questioning
so.
myself. Okay.
Anyway, the game I was
Yeah.
thinking about, somebody did say, was it's called Sea of Stars.
Yeah, I just wrote that down because
Yeah.
I want to check that
Yeah, you
out.
should look at it. It's cute.
All right, my
What's your
number
one.
My number one I'm going to say the game first, and then I'm going to say the twist in the video game style.
Here we go.
Okay.
Okay.
My number one is Eldritch Horror. This was one of my all-time favorite board games when I first played it. I know that I'm typically the Eurogame guy, but like, what a great setting.
Yeah.
Now,
what type
though,
of game? Yeah, I'm curious here.
Okay. One of my favorite genres of games that has fallen out of favor completely is like rail shooters or light gun shooters.
I don't know what that means.
So,
So basically,
Sorry.
you're like,
Explain it for Z.
yeah, go ahead, Chris.
No,
go ahead.
no, go for it.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so the screen is like automatically move. Like you're a character on a train and you're like poking out the window. And so then, a bunch of stuff comes up to the screen and you have to like, bow, 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 right?
Oh, like Duck Hunt.
Kind of like Duck Hunt,
Oh.
but with like high adventure Duck Hunt, right?
Oh, I like that.
High Adventure Duck Hunt sounds like an amazing game that covers with a duck in like a Kevlar vest holding 2 grenades. High Adventure Duck Hunt.
I'm here for that. I love it.
But yeah, so like, and in all of these, like you're going out the train, shoot all the, shoot all the Byakhee, shoot all the deep ones as they come out of the water, bah, 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 bah. And all of a sudden, one of them, like you see ahead, it's like, oh, warning, the train track is broken now, and then
It's basically an arcade game. It's what you want, like a light gun
Yeah.
arcade game.
kind of, yeah,
Right?
but,
Like House of the
Yes.
Dead, but Eldritch
Oh,
Horror.
nice.
but like, yeah, and just like world trotting and stuff, like, oh, you're in Egypt now, like, or you went through a portal. You have to like blast through all these like Cthulhuoids and stuff. You come out a portal and you're under the pyramids, or you're in Antarctica all of a sudden, and you're just like, just this
fantastic.
globe-trotting, deep one adventure.
That's sweet.
That's cool. Yeah.
Absolutely. I would
that.
throw some quarters away on that one.
Yeah,
That's
I like
cool.
that.
I have to give some credit to Emery. I was like, what would I like to see? And he was like, what about this? And we just like started running with it.
Oh yeah. By then you had the game half designed. You're like
I
ready
do.
to pitch.
Yeah, story arcs, twists.
Yeah.
The person you're playing with at one point, they're like, he's the betrayer.
I like that he's a deep one. You were like, I thought he looked fishy.
Or he goes insane, right? And you have to take him out.
Yeah.
All right,
it, I
my
like it.
number one is going to be my favorite kind of video game is Western style RPGs. Okay, so think your Skyrims, your Mass Effect, whatever.
Thought you meant like Red Dead Redemption.
That also would be
Yeah.
a Western style RPG in two senses.
Yeah, okay.
But basically not a JRPG, not a Japanese
Okay,
RPG.
got it.
And they can be first person or third person. I'm imagining this being more of a third person thing, but it's all about the world, the exploration, the whatever you are doing in this world. And this is Sleeping Gods. Sleeping Gods, where it begins with you getting, your crew on this ship. You go through this fog, you enter a world that is unknown to you, and you are off. You are exploring. They're giving you this whole map. You can walk anywhere you want. You discover towns. You discover people. You get quests. You complete them. You equip your people with stuff, better equipment. Eventually, you repair your ship and can sail again. And now the map opens up even more, and you can discover these things. This world is so expansive, even just in the board game. If they can translate this to a video game in a Mass Effect type setting, or that scale, or a Skyrim, my goodness, it's amazing. It would be, I could see this being like an incredibly cool video game.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah.
So
So this is also my pick, but I want to see it more like just exploration, open world exploration, and then with turn-based combat when you get to the big ones. So my number one is also Sleeping Gods.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I would want it more heavily focused on the exploration, where you might run into combat, and at that point it slows down. It becomes turn-based. You can really utilize the crew to the best of your ability, switching, commanding each of them,
That
and
does
then you
sound
get
more
back
like
into
the board game,
Yeah,
yeah.
I want
yeah.
it to be the board game in video game form.
You
where,
have like the splash damage, like the
Right.
combat mechanism would actually carry over decently.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
would actually. It's very much like those old games you were talking about. The turn-based stuff has really fallen out of favor, but I love turn-based combat.
And what's funny is I
this would work.
actually don't love turn-based combat, but I would want it in this one.
Yeah.
I think because I want to utilize all the different characters' items and that kind of stuff in Switch. I think that's one thing that I like about the combat. I don't love the combat in this one, but I do like about it is being able to utilize everyone's little special abilities at the right time, and I think that lends well to a turn-based combat. But then quickly going back to the exploration, little cutscenes I think would be so fun. As you know, you have that. It's not a RPG because you're not building yourself up, so I don't have the right term for this, but it's like story building as you go because you're choosing the option. You know, it's like, what do you want to say to them? So you're not necessarily leveling yourself up and making choices of yourself, but you're making choices and opening the world.
Okay.
Yeah, I would absolutely adore this. And really, to be honest, I had a hard time nailing it down to Sleeping Gods, really just anything in the Arzium world.
Oh, just
you know,
fair,
I mean, I also
fair.
thought Now or Never, where you are going out and again, you are more RPG, where you're going out and you're building yourself up, but then also you come across some of the monsters and you fight them.
Yeah.
Again, turn-based, something like that. But I want to see something in Arzium with a world exploration. Show me this world, let me explore it, let me immerse myself, and then turn-by-turn combat to see, you know, what I've built up, the team I've built.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
like
want.
it.
I like
want
the
it.
chat is saying now, like, oh, I guess Ryan Lockett's just going to learn programming in all his free time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
get on it, Ryan.
that. Yeah.
Emery, can you scroll over to what was Mike's comment? I think I have a suspicion of what he said.
Mike,
Mike
that would be
Delicio.
fantastic. Oh, Delicio?
Yeah, sorry, Dice Tower.
Thunder
Yeah.
Road Vendetta.
Thunder Road Vendetta in a twisted metal
Oh,
style.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a really hard list. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, within 5 minutes, I had like 10 options.
Oh, I know.
You know, and I'm not a video gamer at all. You know, by not a video gamer, I mean I play like one game. You know, like I play the heck out of
Yeah.
it, but that's all I play. So yeah, this was a fun list to make.
Yeah, it's good. It's not. We were hoping to come up with stuff that wasn't the app version of a board game. They do those a lot
Right.
too. A video game inspired by.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a deep bench there. I would love to see more. You know, the flow of that inspiration go the other way a little bit, because it sure happens the one way. And I get video games are more expensive to develop. I know why. That's a big risk.
Yeah.
But I would love to see that happen in the other direction too.
Well, we have such rich worlds being created. I mean, even like Oathsworn, for example, just such neat worlds that we want to see more of. And I think that lends more towards video games. You know, that visualization of it.
Yeah.
And bring back light gun games, please.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, all right, let's take a look at our next segment, folks. Here we go. All right, here we're going to be looking at some more upgrades from TTG, and these are the money for Outer Rim. So you can get these in cardboard in the game, but if you want to really kick it up, you can get the money for that Star Wars game in these cool sort of aged-looking credits. I really like the look of these. They are fantastic. They have a nice clanky sound, a good feel to them, and then in the 3 colors, they really stand out. You can collect your money, have your pool of cash in front of you. Even when they flip over, they still look nice and weathered. So I really like those for Outer Rim. And we've got compasses and coins for Lost Ruins of Arnak. These are amazing, nice, chunky metal. The compasses especially, because the coins are pretty neat looking in the base game. But these are just above and beyond. You can see that there's some great detail in there. They are just so satisfying to handle. They look amazing. And one last one, we've got the Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle bids here. You got coins, which are maybe one of my favorite coins I've seen in a while, actually. I love the irregular edge on the outside, but the legibility on this is really, really sharp. They are nice and coppery. And then the lightning bolts looking really nice and slick. They're also easy to pick up. I like that. And they will, they'll do their thing really well. So I like those very much. Again, Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle. So there you go. Let's go back up top and discuss. All right, guys. So I gave some of my thoughts in the video there. What are you thinking? I'm loving the weathered stuff. That's my one thing that stands out to me.
Yeah. Yes, I love the oil, especially these Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle coins. They just look like a wax stamp, but like old and like they've been through lots of pockets. I love that.
Yeah, I
love
agree.
It.
But they haven't actually been, which
They
is
haven't,
nice.
which is fantastic.
Yeah, when people say you don't need to buy metal coins, you can. There's metal coins in actual U.S. currency. I'm like, but those Like, one, they're not board game bits, and two,
Right.
they're not like they're dirty.
Right,
They're
they're not
you
weathered.
can wash
They're
them, I
dirty.
suppose, but they're not thematically tied to the thing you're playing in. It doesn't.
What?
Yeah.
You want the theme? I love
I like
that. Look at
theme.
you getting
Sometimes
into
theme is
Look at
good.
you.
Sometimes,
Look at
okay.
you.
Like when you play chess
Oh my
or the
gosh.
GIF series of games.
Was that
Oh,
Yinch game?
Yeah, it's
That
that
one?
Yinch game.
No, these Lost Ruins of Arnak are sweet, sweet too. I love that these components are matching the game. I love
Mm-hmm.
metal coins. I love upgrades in general, but then they look like the regular component, just metal form. And I love that. Because nothing's worse than going through a rule book and being like, okay, and I'm looking for this. It looks like this. Oh wait, everything's been upgraded. Well, we'll use this until we figure out. You know what I mean? Like,
That's
it's
me.
still going to match the rule book.
Yeah, I'm very like that. I'm super stickler for a one-to-one visual
Yeah.
representation of something. It's one small extra leap I don't have to take.
Yeah.
I know Tom doesn't really care about that. He's like, oh, these bread pieces look amazing. Yeah, but it's a loaf instead of a slice of bread.
Or
It's
bread
amazing.
instead
He
of
doesn't
fish.
care.
Like,
I do like that stuff.
Yeah.
I need it to ideally look like the thing it is, and these do. They look like that
Yeah.
thing, just in metal with the. I don't know how they do this stuff. If it's a resin pour in there, it's
yeah, some
shiny
epoxy
and
of
like
some
amazing.
sort.
Yeah.
It is nice.
Yeah.
Right.
The and so Tinkertown, they are the token sponsor, right, for the library. So the Dice Tower Library has a bunch of these in there. You come to the conventions, you can play with these. So like these outer rim bars are pretty
They're
wild
nuts.
to me.
It's
Yeah,
like it's what they look like in the world, in Star Wars. I don't know how this money caught on.
Galactic credits, baby. They work because they work, I guess, right?
Yes, they must. Maybe they're chipped. Maybe they're tracked by the Empire.
Well, I was just saying that in the Mandalorian, when the bounty hunter guy Grief pays him one time, he's like paid in a Mon Calamari flan, and they're like these Jello jigglers that like on the table. Let's see some of those. Let's get adventurous.
Ugh. Hey, where do you keep that money? You know what I mean? That's gross.
Possibly in your belly.
What?
They look
I
like
need
Get it
to hold on.
out.
I got to go to the
What?
bathroom. I need to
Yeah.
make change.
Ooh. Golly. Ooh.
Yeah, these tokens
No,
are cool.
these
I'm
are
going to try not
sweet.
to
And I-
slam them on the table.
Yeah,
Right. And a good
but-
heft to them as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good solid metal. You can tell.
Yeah,
I
no,
like
they
it.
are really, really cool. And again, if you
Very
come
nice.
to one of our events where the library is there, which is, Dice Tower East and one of those things, then, you can mess with these. They'll be in many of those games. They're really sweet.
I like it.
Even some like simpler things like an Earth, instead of just the little cardboard leaf token that you put out on an objective, like there's metal ones of those. So some of these are big, like huge coin sets, major
Yeah.
piece upgrades. Some are also kind of minor things that are just kind of nice to be like, I earned 10 points. Clack.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, folks. That's going to do it for us today for Smorgasbord. Thank you very much for tuning in and hanging out with us. Don't forget, we're going to be back in, 4 hours? Is that right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Da-
4
da-
hours.
da- da- yeah, 4 hours with a top 10 games that we are looking forward to at Essen Spiel coming up in not very long.
Just a few
Three
weeks.
Night, yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be the
yeah.
three of us talking about our top 10 games we're looking forward to seeing there. And then next week, a companion list with people not up here. All right. So that's going to do it. Thanks very much. My name is Z Garcia.
I'm Camilla.
And I'm Chris Yee.
We'll catch you later on. Take care.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another video from the Dice Tower. Hey, you want to learn more about us, communicate with us? We have a Facebook group, we have a Discord channel, lots of different ways to get involved with the Dice Tower. You can find that in our Linktree link below. So just click that, it will take you and you can communicate with us on Facebook, join our Facebook groups. There's lots of cool things that you can find and become part of the Dice Tower. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Vassell.